Hello there, my name's Martin Henley. This is the What series where I'm going to war with marketing jargon, and in this, the very first episode, I'll be answering the question, what is marketing jargon, and is it marketing jargon that's stopping you from being successful? So, in addressing this question, what is marketing jargon, there are in fact 6 things that we need to be thinking about. We need to be thinking about what the problem with marketing jargon is. If we are really in a what situation, we need to think about what jargon is, whether in fact there is an issue with jargon all on its own, why marketers use so much jargon, and what you should be saying if you want to be an effective, successful marketer. Let's get this started, Ricky. So what exactly is the issue with marketing jargon? Well, it seems to me that marketing jargon takes something that's very simple, something that's very necessary, something that every business in the world needs to be doing if they want to be successful, and it makes it much more difficult, much more expensive, much more inaccessible than it needs to be. Worse than that, I think it's marketing jargon that gives marketing a bad reputation. So you're asking me, but does marketing have a bad reputation? Well, let me tell you, it's reported that in London, the average lifespan of a digital marketing customer is 3 months. Now, you can't achieve much digital marketing in 3 months, so what on earth is going on here that these customers don't want to persist with these projects? I think what's going on is they don't trust what's being delivered because they don't trust what they're being told, because what they're being told is marketing jargon. So are we really in a what situation? Let me tell you how this came about, but before I do that, let me give you an idea of my experience. I've been working in sales and marketing for the best part of 25 years. I've run my marketing agency, the Effective Marketing Company, since 2005. I've been teaching marketing since 2008. I've been a lecturer with the Digital Marketing Institute since 2013. So what was happening is I was having breakfast with a good friend of mine who also runs a marketing agency. And he was telling me why he got into the marketing business in the first place. And the reason he got into the marketing business is because in a previous role, he had spent £10,000, that's £10,000 on an hour of CRO consultancy. And in that particular context, in that particular instance, I was thinking, what the CRO? Because I couldn't conceive of any kind of consultancy that would be worth £10,000 for an hour. I will be explaining what CRO is to you later in this series, but I'm thinking, in that instance, I'm thinking, with all my experience, if I am struggling with the marketing jargon, then maybe other people are struggling and maybe I can help those people out, and that's what this video is about. So if you're challenged by the marketing jargon, why not take a second to subscribe, because that's what I will be doing, is cutting through this marketing shit. What is the solution here? Well, there are essentially 2 things that could happen. Either marketers will stop using the jargon, that's not going to happen, or you need to learn and become comfortable with this jargon if you're going to be successful with your marketing and achieve the success you deserve in your business. So perhaps to understand marketing jargon, first we need to understand jargon. So if we go to dictionary.com, they will tell us that jargon is the language, especially the vocabulary, peculiar to a particular profession or group. And the for instance they give us is medical jargon. Now, I have no issue with this. This makes absolute perfect sense to me. If I'm having open heart surgery, I absolutely want the surgeons to be using their vocabulary, to be using their jargon, so they can communicate efficiently and they can decide effectively and give me a good procedure. So in that sense, where technical things are happening, it makes absolute sense that those technical people are using their technical vocabulary, their industry jargon to operate effectively. So is there an issue with jargon? Well, if we go back to dictionary.com, what they'll tell us is that jargon is also any unintelligible or meaningless talk. Any talk or writing that one does not understand, or pretentious vocabulary which is vague in meaning. And this is where we start to see an issue. So if we think about probably the jargon that most people have an issue with at some point in their life, legal jargon, we know that if you want to practice law, then you'll be at university for 7 years studying, and then you'll have to perform your articles before you get to practice. And if you want to engage with a lawyer, then it's going to cost you a lot of money. You're going to pay a premium for that learning. But for me, I don't think anyone would argue that the law is anything other than difficult, expensive, and inaccessible. And if this is the intention for marketing, to become like the law, difficult, expensive, inaccessible, then that for me, my friends, is bullshit. Which brings us to the question, why do marketers use so much jargon? And they certainly do. I think you will understand the issue. If you've tried to engage with marketing at all, you will know the issue. If you've tried to learn marketing, if you've tried to teach marketing, if you've tried to do marketing, if you've tried to buy marketing, you will know what marketers look like, and you will know what marketers sound like. They sound like SEO, CTO, CRO, and what you're hearing is blah, 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 and you're wondering, am I stupid? Well, let me tell you, you are not stupid, because you are not the first person to encounter this issue. In fact, David Ogilvy, the godfather of advertising, said our business is infested with idiots who try to impress by using pretentious jargon. So if this is what's going on, if marketers, who should be the best at the world in conveying their message and their value, are using pretentious jargon to impress, or worse, they're using complicated language so that you don't feel that you're in a position to object or to challenge, then this for me is why these projects aren't persisting. Because if your buyers can't challenge you, if they don't feel comfortable with what they're buying, if they don't feel comfortable and happy with what you're delivering, then your projects will fail. And this is what's going on. So there are two things going on here. The first is justifiable. Marketing is becoming more technical, and I have no objection whatsoever to technical marketing teams using a marketing vocabulary to work effectively. That's absolutely fine. Where it descends into pretentious jargon or unintelligible, meaningless talk, or talk or writing that people don't understand, or pretentious vocabulary which is vague in meaning, this is where marketing jargon becomes a real issue. So if you are hearing me and you're thinking, okay, we need to cut out the jargon, the next question becomes, what exactly is it that you should be saying? But we're still good, because David Ogilvy also had something to say about this. What he said is, if you're trying to persuade people to do something or buy something, you should use their language, the language in which they think. And this makes absolutely perfect sense. So if you absolutely have to use jargon in your marketing, in your sales, it should be the jargon of your market, it should be the jargon of your customers. So if you are selling to the medical profession, learn the medical jargon. If you're selling to the legal profession, learn the legal jargon. If you're selling to engineers, learn the engineering jargon. If you're selling to IT, learn the IT jargon. Because when you communicate to people in a language that they understand, and they understand the value that you're delivering, then your customers will persist. And for me, the whole point of sales and marketing is to have ongoing customer relationships. So people are happy to buy from you over a period of time and buy different things, and happy to refer you to their friends and their colleagues and their customers. Okay, so if you are still with us, well done. But now you will understand the problem with marketing jargon. You'll understand that we really are in a what situation. You know what jargon is, you know that jargon all on its own is problematic, you know why marketers use so much jargon, and you know what you should be saying instead. If you have found this interesting or useful, why not take a second to like, share, subscribe, maybe comment. Maybe there's a piece of marketing jargon that you would like to see described in this fashion. If you found it really useful, why not head over to the Effective Marketing Company blog, where you can subscribe, and you will get this marketing jargon busting goodness in your inbox every day. We are done here, Ricky.